Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I wanted to create a quick video to talk about the goals that I have set for us financially for the year of 2023. So I think this will be our third year starting to contribute to a Roth IRA. So last year we did fully fund it. We plan to again this year. So the first goal is to fully fund that Roth IRA, which will be this year $6,500. So that is for my Roth IRA. We haven't done one for my husband. We had some issues with the account working. It kept giving error messages, and then we tried doing it through Vanguard, which is what I use, versus Fidelity, which is what his regular 401k is, and it just was not working. And he's not one to want to get on the phone with customer service to get that figured out. So for now, we have just chosen to just pursue maxing out one for me at this time. So that's goal number one, that's $6,500 to a Roth IRA. The next one that is kind of also a carryover from last year. So last year, one of our initial goals was to be able to drop the PMI insurance on our mortgage. And at that time, in order to do that, it was like $22,000 in principal that we would have had to pay down. Well, about 3/4 of the way through the year, we abandoned that goal because it wasn't worth it to us to put that extra money towards our mortgage, given that we have a very low interest rate on our mortgage. And we knew that that money could be better spent investing, which ironically, not really when the market's been really down, but when that turns around. So we abandoned that goal. However, I'm carrying it over to this year, and not that it's even a really, I would say, a goal in sense, because I feel like we will achieve that goal regardless if we put any extra money towards it. So that either way, by the end of this year, we should hit that target and have that 20% equity to be able to request that the PMI be dropped. So it is something that I'm still tracking, and it will just keep it in the forefront of my mind because it's not an automatic thing. I think you have to get to, instead of 80%, 78% in order for it to be automatic. So if we get to the 20% equity, I will still have to make an effort to ask them to remove it. So it is something that we will just track so that once we hit it, I can send the letter asking them to remove that PMI. So not something that we're having to work extra hard to achieve, but still something that I am tracking, if that makes sense. The next one is something that I wasn't really sure about. It was kind of a last minute ad. Last year, we had started investing in Fundrise, which is a real estate investing platform. And that was one of my goals last year, just to start an account there and kind of just, that was it. That was the goal. Invest in Fundrise. I didn't have any dollar amount tied to it. So initially in the beginning of the year, I just put $1,000 there and I was like, okay, I did it. Well, as things kind of changed and progressed throughout the year, and we abandoned the PMI goal, we kind of went back to now what are we going to contribute to? Because I had already maxed out my Roth IRA. So we started to contribute into that account more. So I decided that for this year, instead of just saying invest in it, I would try and set a target to invest. And I set a goal of $5,000. So I'm kind of still a little bit on the fence. I didn't specifically say if my goal is to have $5,000 in that account or if it's to invest $5,000 this year. So I guess depending on how well I do with it, it could go either way. I think ultimately my goal would be to invest an additional $5,000 into that account. I think we ended the year with just over $2,100 invested in that account. So if I took the easy way, it would be like $3,000 for the year. But if I'm going to stretch myself, it's going to be to invest the full $5,000 into that account. So that's it for our big three financial goals for the year. I did also create an M1 brokerage account. At this time, I didn't set a specific goal for that one, and maybe I should. I do still have a little bit of space on my vision board that I created. I could set a goal around that as well, but I guess we will see. I do have other, personal goals. I try to read at least 12 books a year, averaging one a month. I have some business related goals, travel related goals. I create a vision board with pictures and check boxes just to help keep me on track and visually motivated to kind of keep going, along with creating my weekly Transfer Tuesday videos as a means of holding myself accountable and making sure that I am striving to achieve these goals that we have set out. So I would love to hear in the comments below what goals you are working on for this year, and we can cheer each other on as we progress throughout this year and make it a great 2023.